Hi, I'm Paulina.
Hi, I'm Bricia.
And we're sisters, friends, daughters, wives, and business owners.
And we're just following our dreams, working to be a better version of ourselves every day. All right. And we're also moms.
Welcome to the Super Mama Sisterhood.
Hello. Hi, Super Mamas. Happy New Year.
Hello, everybody. Hello, sister.
2020 is here. New me, new year, new look. How do you like my new look?
I love it. I was
Thank
thinking,
you.
I'm like, I need to do something with my hair. I don't know what
New
it's
and
going to be.
bold?
New, yeah. But my husband specifically requested he wants me to have long hair. So
Nice. I know my husband loves long hair too. He just said,
what is it with men and long hair?
No idea.
Oh,
but
no.
my husband, the idea of me getting my hair, I mean, I trimmed my hair. I think I took about 2 inches off, which is not too crazy. But he wants my hair to be as long as when he met me. I'm like, yeah. That was before I had a child, and when I had a lot more, I don't know what I had in my body that produced more.
I know.
voluptuous
I feel
hair.
like it's not growing. I'm taking everything that I can, and I'm like, But yeah, I saw you, and I was like, that looks nice. Looks
Thank
really
you.
nice.
Thank
There's
you.
a lot of maintenance on that haircut, though.
Yeah, but it's fine. I don't mind it. I think it was time for me to just change my look. I feel like I've had the same look for a few years, and I just needed to change it up. But I am ready to grow out, and I don't want to color my hair anymore. So I'm just kind of letting this hair kind of grow out and trimming it, so it's just my natural color going forward. I saw one gray hair coming out on the top.
Really?
I got my
haven't
first
seen
gray,
any.
and I'm so excited. And I just want to, if grays come, I kind of just want to let them flow freely and,
Let them be. Let them be free. I haven't seen any on me. Maybe. I don't know. They all look like light purple, so maybe I have a bunch of gray hairs and I don't even know.
You definitely have gray hairs.
Really? Where?
Do you really want me to point them out? Like
I
one by
haven't
one?
seen them.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I was like, oh, really? I'm like, I haven't seen them. But
No, I got one.
oh, cute.
I know it's my cute
Ooh,
little one.
cutie little boy here.
Let's talk about our winter vacation.
Oh my God, where do we start? I feel like I had the longest winter break ever. First, the kids were out for 3 weeks.
That's crazy.
That's a lot. When they went back to school, and I seen all the messages because we have a WhatsApp group for the parents, and the parents are like, "This is the longest break ever. When are they coming back?" I was like, "I know. Like, what do you do 3 weeks?"
That's like summer.
Yeah. No, summer's 10 weeks, but still,
I
it's a
mean,
lot. It's a
they're-
lot. It was a lot. And so they finally went back to school, but I tried to keep them as busy as I could. And, we had the trip. We had 2 trips back to back to back to back.
I know. You're so hardcore. You're so hardcore.
Okay, I want to know what you mean by that.
Honestly, when people tell me, like, oh my God, Brisa, you do so much. How do you do it? I'm like, I don't know how my sister does it. You have 3 daughters, and then you just, dang, like, don't you want to rest? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get it.
I want to rest. Of course I want to rest, but I
know, but
I want to rest,
you're
but
so hardcore.
¿Cómo se dice? Realistically, I want to rest. I do. But realistically, I can't. It's just realistically. My husband and I always say, well, let's rest. Let's take this weekend and do nothing and just stay home and do nothing with the kids.
I know. I just, like, you had a trip and you planned your trip the day before we had another trip.
I
And
did
then
not plan it like that.
And then on the trip, and then, I mean, you kind of did because you planned dates. And then,
No, but I didn't know we were going to go to the second trip. I planned the first trip months ahead because that's our annual trip.
got it.
So when I saw the dates, I was like, oh my God, I only have 1 day in between. So we came back from Escondido that day. I unpacked, I did laundry, I repacked again. And that night, my husband and I were like, okay, we're going to pack. Yeah, let's just sit down for 5 minutes and then repack. And we fell asleep on the couch because we were so tired. And then we just went to the next trip, like go. Like,
Yeah. And then
hardcore.
during the trip, you didn't sleep.
we
Like,
did.
as I'm saying, like, I just don't know. I'm not saying it's something bad. I'm just saying that's just your hardcore.
¿Ves mis ojeras?
No wonder mom's like, por eso te ves tan cansadita.
Probably.
No, but I
Probably.
mean, we went to Walt Disney World. We were so blessed.
Oh my
And it was
God.
the trip of a lifetime, life changing. And We arrived Friday around
5 p.m.
I think.
6 p.m.
Well, it was more like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
But by the time we got to the hotel in 8, it was almost 9, like 10. It was
9:30.
It was
10, yeah.
9:30, 10. So I knew that the next day we needed to wake up early. We needed to be up at 6. So I just thought, okay, if I go to sleep around 10:30, 11, that's a good 7, 8 hours of sleep. I allow my body to readjust to the time change to go tomorrow. You still went out
With
to
my kids.
Magic Kingdom with the kids.
I mean,
After you had come back from a trip to Escondido and after a 7-hour flight. So I mean, big ups to you. There was zero part of me that wanted to go to a park after traveling for so long.
well, first of all, this is Disney World. Like, I've been wanting to go to Disney World all my life. So when we were so blessed to have this trip, and it was my husband and my 2 kids, we actually had talked about starting a fund within our family to go as a family. So it just happened to fall in our lap, and it was like, I was like, we're here, we are gonna make the best of it.
yeah, I mean, amazing for you. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying you're hardcore. Like, I just needed to rest, to sleep, because I just needed to be. And the next day, day 2, same thing. I just thought, I need to. Basically, if we're waking up at 6 a.m., that's 3 a.m. in LA. So, my body just needed to readjust. So the next day, I also went to bed at 9 p.m. and you stayed up until midnight, and then woke up at 6 a.m. the next
5
a.m. the
5
next
a.m.
day.
We had to be out in the place at 5:45.
And then on our last day that we were there, I also went to bed around 9, 10, because the next morning we had a breakfast, and I knew I needed to travel, and I know that my son needed to go to school the following day. And then you still stayed up until midnight, and I just thought, she's hardcore with the kids.
And then we actually took the lift from the park. After you left, I still went to another 2 rides.
I know. I know.
But the thing is, like, I mean,
look, it's great. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, it's great. I just don't know. But again, I'm going back to original thought. When people tell me, "Oh my God, Brisa, you do so much," how you do? I'm like, I sleep, people. Like, I've actually been getting an average of, during the break, I've actually getting an average of 9 to 10 hours a night of
nice,
sleep
Nice.
every single day, just because I feel my body at the end of the year just turned
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Like, by the time December 16th came along, I was running on empty.
Yeah,
and
me too.
all I wanted to do was sleep. So I slept. I would go to bed at 9 p.m. and would wake up at 8.
But the thing is, like, you wake up at
day.
8 and your child's still doing something on his own. My kids wake up and they're all on top of me, and like, there's no way that I can sleep. It's not realistically that I think that I'm gonna sleep. The only day that I did sleep was when we came back. The next day, I tried to get up and I tried to go to work, and I did. I changed. I went to the restaurant. I had a hat on, and I was like, I'm here, but not really. I did a few things, and then we went back home. I had to go do grocery shopping. I came back, and it was like around 5, and I sat down in my couch, and I died. Mom, thank God Mom was there, that my husband got there, because I don't know what happened. I don't know what time my kids ate. I don't know what time they went to sleep. Mom said that was on the phone with Elizabeth. I don't remember. I just remember waking up, and it was already like 8 in the morning, and I was like, oh my God, I just slept. I slept from like 5:30 in the afternoon until the next day.
That's
Thank
great.
God Mom was here, because my body was dead, and I had to adjust to the time change and everything back. But yeah, by that time my body was just like, dude, calm
What
down.
was amazing about, sleeping there was that I actually came back with a great inner clock. So I go to sleep now around 9 p.m. and I wake up easily 5:36 with just because basically I was waking up at 3 a.m. every day when I was there. So my body, I kind of readjusted it, because otherwise I was waking up at 8 a.m. during the break.
Oh yeah, no.
During the break when I took my time off, my son and I would wake up at 8 a.m. every day. 8:30 one day, I think we woke up at 8:30, and
my
we would
God.
just get on with our day. It was 11, and it was like, oh my God, it's already gonna be 12. But we would wake up at 8:30 every day in the morning.
When the baby sleeps until 8:30, we go and check up on her. I'm like, is she okay? Are we everything okay? Because we just can't. It's just, I don't know. But going back to our amazing trip.
Yes, going back to what was amazingness. It's enough about sleep and
Enough about
sleeping.
sleep. There was no time to sleep
You're
in Disney World.
hardcore. You're so hardcore. That's what I mean when you're hardcore. But I think I'm sure so many moms are probably thinking the same thing. You know, if I'm in Disney World and I've been wanting to go all my life, why would I waste it on sleep? I'm gonna enjoy every single moment of it, and that's exactly. I mean, I feel like I enjoyed it, but you know, you squeezed every minute out of that
every
trip.
minute. I was checking how long was the traffic from the park to the airport to see what was the latest I can get on that car to go to the airport. But it was amazing. It was everything that I want, everything that I've ever imagined and more. I don't think my mind ever comprehended how crazy amazing that place was. And I mean, I love Disney. I've always loved Disney. And going there was just like in awe. And I think the best part was that it was like being a child all over again, because I got to experience everything for the first time.
Right.
Because even the first time that we went into the Frozen ride, and I was like, I swear I wanted to get up and dance and sing. The second time, it was great, but it was like, oh, it wasn't the first time, the first time when you're just amazed. And the second time, you already know what's going to happen. But experiencing everything for the first time and just being amazed and seeing everything was the best, because I got just as excited as my kids and seeing them experiment, because we didn't take the baby. And it was so much easier for me. And I think that's why also, because I didn't have the baby. And for me, that's just easy. Because without her, it's just easy. And being there and getting on the rides and looking at all the technology that's there. And I just wanted more time on the day to do more things. Because, we were there for 4.5 days. And we were there from the moment it opened until the moment it closed. And I feel like I still didn't get to see everything that I wanted to see. But I think the most, I keep telling them, I'm like, Disney World was so amazing that Bricia loves it. She's a convert now.
It's so amazing that even Bricia likes it. That's how amazing Disney World is.
No, because I think, you didn't, not as much as I did before. But when I saw you and how you enjoyed it, I was like, yes, if you enjoyed it that much, imagine how much I've enjoyed it.
Yes, I thought about going to Walt Disney World too. We were going to go with my husband for Eduardo's 5th birthday. And my husband wanted to wait until he turned 7. He said, let's just wait until he's 7. And when he's 7, we can take him because he'll remember more. And I thought, I think at 5, he's going to know and remember. But, we decided, okay, when he's 7, we'll take the Walt Disney World trip, because it's not something that realistically, I wouldn't be able to do it annually. I mean, do I want to? Yes. Do I want to make this an annual trip? Yes, for sure. But realistically, this is not something that, we could afford to do every year. So when the opportunity came, I thought, perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to do this for him for his 5th birthday. He's turning 5 in March. So he's pretty much kind of 5 already. And I thought, I didn't know how special it was going to be for him. Yeah. Because he is just so innocent and just so a child. Yeah. And he believes everything he sees. And I think us as adults, we often forget that at some point in our lives, we believed the magic of Disney World. And not that we don't believe it, because I was definitely in awe of everything, but it's very different knowing there's a person underneath a costume, or that's not the real princess, or, I'm in the Star Wars ride and I know I'm not really, shooting off into space. Yeah. I know I'm still in planet Earth. My son went to the new Star Wars ride, the Rise of the Resistance ride. He didn't go into the full ride, but he went to the experience and to getting to the ride. And at some point, you're meant to believe that you're shooting off into space. Obviously, you're not. You're still in the same place where you were from the beginning. And when we got off, he said, Mommy, I really want to go back to Earth. Like, Mommy, please, I want to go back to Earth. Please take me back to Earth. I want to be in Earth. I want to go see Daddy. And I thought, oh my God, you're 4. You believe that you shot off to space. When we were inside Pandora, when we were going through the boat, he really believed he was in the Pandora world.
Yeah.
When we were flying and through the Pandora sky, he believed that it was real.
Yeah.
And for those of you who can make the trip to Walt Disney World, don't think your kids are too young at 4 or 5. I
No,
think
that's
it's
the
the
perfect age.
perfect age to take a child, because they're going to remember forever. I know my son's going to remember forever this trip. And if not, he still wants to look at the photos. He still wants for me to talk about it. He wants to go back. He told all his friends about it. I know he'll remember it forever. And just to see the excitement of him, and he gets face paint often when we go to parties, but I've never seen him so into character. He got the Flash face paint. And I think it was because everything was make believe and everybody, you believing everything, that he took his role as Flash very seriously. And he didn't want anyone to call him Eduardo. He wanted everyone to call him Flash. And he was like, look how fast I am. And, and I just saw him so happy and being with his cousins. And
the best part was
so
when
beautiful.
he raced with Mickey Mouse.
Yes.
That was the best part ever. I think, you're right. It's the same for Sabina, because, Chris is more of like, now she's like roller coasters and rides and things, and I can get into that one and that one. But for Sabina, we when we did the I can never pronounce that.
Bibbidi Bobbidi
Boutique. And from the moment we walked in there, and the way, what I was telling them is like the way that they treat a child. I love the way that they treat the children, because they treat them in such a manner that they're the stars. They are the ones that matter, like nothing else. And the person that was her godmother got into character, and she was like, okay, I'm here for you. What do you need? And she wouldn't even look at me. She would only look at Sabina and listen to what she wanted. And then she would they were talking about her earrings, and they were saying, oh, I love those earrings. And, she would talk to the other girl next door, and she'd be like, what about you, godmother? What do you think? And they asked me, where are those earrings from? And I said, oh, they're from Oaxaca. They're Mexico. And they were like, oh, yeah. And she said, oh, I should go. I should have Aladdin tell me, like, let me borrow go in the carpet and drive with them. Do you think they're going to let me borrow it? Oh, no, no. Let's make a call. And like, she was so into it. Once she, did the makeover and she turned into Anna, once we got into the monorail, everybody was like, oh, Your Majesty, welcome, and she was in heaven. She told me that night, Mom, today was the best day of my life, because she's always wanted to be a princess. And I was so happy. I was telling my husband, I'm like, I was so happy that I got so emotional when we left Disney World, because I was like, I'm so happy I was able to give this to them in such a way, and for them to enjoy it. And, they were so amazed by everything they saw, from what they ate, what they saw, who they talked to, that it was such an incredible trip. Like, I want to go. I didn't want to leave. I was like, I don't want to leave. But it was so much fun.
You didn't want to leave. You didn't want to leave any of the parks any of the days.
I didn't.
You were like, sleep who? Who cares?
Well, I'm glad we took our sister-in-law, because she was also,
she was the MVP.
She knew everything. She's way more of a fan than I ever
here's
thought.
one thing I learned about Disney, the Disney way of life, I would say. And I think for someone who's going to Disney World for the first time, I don't know if I can call myself a veteran. I've only gone once for 4 days. But I think going with her sister-in-law, meeting so many people who work for the resort. We met this wonderful man named Thomas.
Hey, Thomas.
Who was their Disney rep, and who we learned so much from, because he is a hardcore Disney fan. We met a Walt Disney World ambassador. I mean, we met so many people that I feel that I need to do a do-over just to be more prepared, because you and I went into it with a semi-schedule, but not a full-on itinerary. Or, I didn't know that you needed to have a full-on plan.
Like day by day.
Prepare it, not just day by day, hour by hour. Everything. So many people take family vacations and have full-on itineraries of what they need to do. And, me considering myself that I'm the planner, I feel like I let myself down by not researching enough. And I think it was because it was coming out of the holidays and I was just in such a relaxed phase that I just thought, whatever, I'm sure it'll be great. And, it's Disney World. Like, you figure it out. I don't know. I didn't know that you could make reservations at some of the best restaurants and the food was going to be incredible, and that you needed to know certain things and so many blogs and so many tips. And thank God her sister-in-law was there to guide us through
She was.
this and that and that. And, we got to have the character breakfast one day and we got to have incredible dinner the one day. But I think we can just kind of round up our entire itinerary for those who are interested in going to Walt Disney World and what you can expect. But we arrived on a Friday. Paulina took a direct flight from Delta that left out of LAX and arrived in Orlando at 5.
Yeah. I left 10 a.m.
10 a.m. I left at 8:30 a.m. out of Burbank, I love Burbank Airport. It's the best. Also, arriving at Burbank Airport was incredible because I literally arrived and I was home 25 minutes after my flight.
Oh, nice.
So it was great. So we flew out of Burbank at 8:30 a.m. We had one short layover and got to Orlando at 5:30 p.m. So we arrived at the same time. We, if you are staying at the Disney World properties, they actually mail you luggage tags that you put in your luggage. So this is what happens. This is magic. This is Disney magic.
It is Disney magic.
Disney magic begins the day you leave your house. So you put these tags in your suitcase, you check them in, and when you arrive, they magically appear in your bedroom.
Yep.
Which allows you that if you can actually stay in property and tag them, and if you don't carry a lot of stuff with you on your carry-on or just have a light purse you can get off the bus and go directly to any
Park.
without worrying about checking in your luggage to the airport, because you can actually check into your room from the airport and you go directly to the park, and then you come home or you come to your room and your luggage is in your bedroom. Magically, just appears in your bedroom from your home and they make it so seamless. And the flip side of that is that when you check out of the hotel, we actually checked out the next week on Tuesday. We checked out the hotel at 11 a.m. Our flight didn't leave until 6 p.m. So we checked in our bags in the hotel, not in the airport. In the hotel, you drop off your bags and your bags magically appear in your home airport. So you don't have to worry about checking your luggage in at the airport. You check it in at the hotel.
And they start checking them in at 5 a.m. So you can leave them at 5 a.m. and then go to the park, right at that time.
I would say tip number 1, if you are going to Walt Disney World and staying on property, do not take a lot in your carry-on. Do not take a carry-on. Take the lightest bag you can have. I messed up because my son wanted to take both his Switch and his iPad, which made his backpack a little bit heavier. And I took my big iPad. So I would say that I would just pack the bare minimum that you need. I think next time I would just make him choose. Okay,
a toy or something.
You choose, and I think I would still pack the iPad because he needs it for the long flight. I would say that don't carry a lot of stuff with you on the plane, so you can have more time to visit the park when you arrive and when you leave.
Yeah.
And then, that's when you went to Magic Hours, which also, you went to a little Magic Hours?
That was one of the things that I think the next thing that I loved the most was we got there and they gave us this magic bands that are it's like a watch, right? And that's it. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about carrying your tickets. And if you lose them and where are they, you just have this magic band that is kind of like a watch. And that serves as your tickets to the park, fast passes. You can pay for stuff, restaurants, merchandise, stores. You can open your room with it. You can do so many things with that Magic Band. And I think that's the one thing that I was like, oh, okay, I don't have to worry about it, because that's what I always think about. What if I lose one? What, when you go and they give you a bunch of stuff. But this was the best. Like, you just have that watch and all your information along with the app on the phone, which everybody should download the app before you even leave your house, so you can start looking at the maps, looking at the restaurants, looking at times, looking at fast passes from there. And I think when you stay in property, you can actually book the fast passes
60 days before.
60 days before, that's what we mean with when we say plan your days ahead. We actually found on the floor, remember, some laminated cards from somebody, like from a family, where they had like day by day, we are having breakfast here, fast passes to here, dinner here, fireworks at this time, park hours. And I was like, oh my God, people really take it serious, and everybody has an itinerary there. So the Magic Band, along with the app, makes it so much easier to plan ahead, even from home. So that's another tip that I loved about this time.
And going back to magic hours are very different than any other resort. In Disney World, the magic hours can range for 4 hours, 3 hours. Disney World is comprised of Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios,
Epcot.
Animal Kingdom. Sorry, I'm going to begin. So Walt Disney World is comprised of Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Epcot, Magic Kingdom, and Disney Springs. I think if there's more, there's probably, but those are the 5. Disney Springs is not a park. It's more of a entertainment center where there's going to be a Cirque du Soleil show. Yeah. Kind of. It's got a lot of dining options. Like, you have Jose Andres Jaleo there. I mean, they have a lot of great dining options. So, the magic hours are different for all the 4 parks. So sometimes you could have magic hours in Animal Kingdom that they open an hour early, or they stay open 4 hours after they close. So if you didn't get to go to certain rides, if you're staying on property, magic hours can significantly reduce the amount of time that you are there.
And they're free. They're included.
Yes, they're included in their stay we're staying in any of the partner resorts.
Plus, I don't know if you noticed this, but everything that they offered on the cards was free. Like, if you wanted
popcorn is free during magic hours.
Like ice
fountain
creams,
drinks,
everything.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And because it's so packed at magic hours, it's only 20% of the people that are actually there in the regular times. So I remember when we stayed at Magic Kingdom, we did like 4 rides within an hour, and there was no one there.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, oh, I'm gonna take advantage of this.
Yeah. And when you reserve your fast passes in advance, what you can do is pick your favorite 3 rides per day. And I would suggest, okay, let's say if you say on Monday, this place is open during magic hours, let's hold off and not reserve those fast passes because we can go during magic hours, and let's do these fast passes for these 3 rides at a certain time. And you can do all the rides if you time everything correctly, given, take into consideration magic hours and your fast pass reservations. So I think that's like another tip that I would suggest people to do. And food in Disney World is really above and beyond my expectations. There's so many places to dine. We had dinner at Epcot in an Italian restaurant and had one of the best pizzas I've had in my life.
The ravioli was so good.
Everything was so great. We had these fish and chips that I've never had fish and chips as delicious as these. And everything was the service was incredible. But anyway, we went ahead. So it's our first full day. Right. So after we arrived, our first full day, we went to Animal Kingdom. And Animal Kingdom, we experienced the Pandora rides. There's 2 Pandoras. So cool. The Pandora World, I would say. It was beautiful. We took a safari ride that I low-key thought they were going to be fake animals.
What?
I don't know. I just thought they're just going to be like
the Jungle Cruise?
I thought it was gonna be like Jungle Cruise. I don't know. It was a real safari with real animals. I was blown away. And then it rained on us. which was
Hardcore.
beautiful though. It was beautiful. And it rained right after we left the safari. So I felt like I was in Africa.
Or Asia, somewhere there.
Yeah, somewhere. And then after our day at Animal Kingdom, we went home. We went home. Yeah, we went home to our rooms. We changed and we went to Epcot and we saw the fireworks show, and that's when we tasted the fish and chips, and we got to see Epcot for the first time, and we rode the Frozen ride that you were talking about. And
Wow.
that's probably one of my favorite rides
Yeah.
ever. It was, I couldn't believe I was so into a Frozen ride.
It was so cute.
And then the day three, I don't know what to call this day. Second full day, third day there, we went to Hollywood Studios, which is really there's a lot of shows and a lot of shows to be seen. But that's where they have the Star Wars ride.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the Star Wars world. And also Toy Story Land.
Oh, which is...
And that's when our kids...
I think those are kids' favorite.
My son went on Toy Story Mania twice. That was his favorite one. We went to Slinky Dog, which was the roller coaster. And we have
Krista loved it.
The funniest video of my son riding a roller coaster. It's just, I can't stop watching it, showing it to everybody. I don't know if it's kind of cruel and kind of funny at the same time.
I know.
And then
we
then
did the Star Wars.
And then we went to, then we went to the Star Wars, right?
Guys, honestly, this ride will blow your mind. I mean, I had watched 2 Star Wars movies before that, I have to confess. Like, I wasn't like, I don't know. We never watched them for some reason growing up.
Yeah, we were never a Star Wars family.
No. My husband was. So when we rode it first, you and I and Veronica, and we got out of there, we were like, oh my God, okay, we can't like exaggerate this because we don't want them to get too excited. But after we all rode it, we're like, oh my God, wasn't that the most amazing thing ever? My husband cannot stop talking about it. He is, I don't know.
We were talking about the Rise of the Resistance.
The Rise of the Resistance.
Right.
It's nothing like you've experienced before. I don't even know how to explain this, right? It's a whole process. It's a whole experience. It's not just getting on a ride and that's it. It's a whole experience.
Yeah, it's a immersion.
Immersion. I think that's what I capture from Disney World. Like, a lot of those rides are like that.
Yeah.
They're different
sure,
from
yeah.
just like from just like your regular rides. You actually become part of that world in every ride, which is crazy.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah. And Hollywood's, I believe it's the smallest of their,
I think so.
of their parks. Very manageable, beautiful. And we went to Epcot again. And that's when we had dinner. And then the following day, day 3, day 4, whatever it was, we went to Magic Kingdom and we spent the entire day in Magic Kingdom. We saw the beautiful fireworks show, the Believe in Magic, I believe, Happily Ever After show in the castle that is above and beyond expectations. If you, go on YouTube and just type it and you can see what we're talking about.
It's crazy.
You need to experience this live.
Yeah.
It is just breathtaking. It will make you cry.
Yeah.
But my highlights of Magic Kingdom, the Mickey Filler Magic Show was... For me, I cried during that show. It was a 3D experience of sorts, but it was so beautiful.
Yep. Yeah.
We rode the Seven Dwarfs roller coaster, also with my son, another roller coaster that I made him go in. And just again, I think like what you said that I got out of Magic Kingdom was just reliving Disney World for the first. Yeah, you're living the Disney World magic for the first time.
You're like you're living your childhood again.
Yes,
that's
for sure.
I think so. That's what the thing that I got, just being there again, and from Peter Pan, like the old ones, and we rode Winnie the Pooh, which is so cute, to like the Filler Magic, which I loved. And another one that was my favorite was the Mike Wazowski's Laugh Floor. Oh my God.
So funny.
So funny. It's like a comedy show, and they have actually like live comedians, but they're in the cartoon and they interact with the public. It's so crazy. I can't even. It's so cool. It's so much
I loved
fun.
it.
I
loved
love
it.
that
I
one.
loved it. I was that I mean I was tired by that point. That's why I was saying you're so hardcore, and I had rested. I was just pretty much done. And then you still stayed for the after hours there. That's why I just thought you really hardcore. I mean,
Yeah.
you really took advantage of it. At that moment, I just thought I didn't want to stay for the magic for the fireworks, and then I did, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
But I was just ready to go. I know you asked me to stay for a little bit longer, and I was just like, I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. I mean,
tapping out.
and you know, the craziest thing is like the kids could have kept going.
I know.
Krista was like, why do we have to leave? I'm like, because they're closing, because we have to get out. No, what? Let's go in one ride. I'm like, no, Krista, that's it. That's it. We just go. Even she asked me to go into Space Mountain again. I was like, no, babe, I'm done. Like by that time I was done. And then my husband was like, no, Krista, I'm done. She was like, Daddy, please. So he went again with her. But I was like, you just can't just keep going, girl. Like,
Yeah.
you can just keep going and go. Like the kids had no
Yeah.
end. They
Yeah,
just
they
have
don't.
so much energy.
I just wish I was like Eduardo and Sabina, that were in a stroller and took a 4-hour nap during the day.
That's what Paul and I were talking about. We're like, I wish they had strollers for grown-ups. Like, oh, well, that's all wheelchairs. She was like, no, but we need them where you can like lay down and
Yeah.
have like a shade and like for real, just carry all your stuff.
And a blanket.
The food over there is just above and beyond,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I don't think I tried one thing that I didn't like. Everything was so good.
Everything was so good. And another tip that that we took a lot of advantage of
Mm-hmm.
was a mobile ordering. So you order ahead in your phone and you just go to the pickup window and get it. You pay for everything in your phone. Everything is just super seamless.
Yeah.
And when people are making line, for example, for the Dole Whip, that it's a mile long, and you whoa and you pick it up. You're kind of,
It was crazy because
you're
we were in
kind
the
of
line. We're like, what? Why are you
kind of
making
like,
line?
why are you? Can you just order it? And
But there's a lot of tools that people are not aware of. I think that's why we're giving you all the tips,
yeah,
girl.
and also like us, like we're serving. Again, had I done it before, I would have made reservations for Be Your Guest, because I keep thinking about how great. I keep hearing about how incredible that restaurant was.
Yep.
And
Or
we-
inside the castle.
or inside the castle, and we weren't able to do it because we didn't plan. So
We didn't. We wanted to
think-
get a reservation right on the spot.
I know. Like, hi, do you have a table for 11? I feel like those customers that we get at the restaurant that show up with their table of 20. Hey, there's 20 of us. Why are you going to take so long? Because there's 20 of you. That's how I felt. But, I said, let's just try. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Our
Didn't.
cuñada could try.
We got the Italian food.
We did.
We
which
got
was
that
fast.
which was really fast
And
and
so
was
good.
so worth it
So
and so
good.
delicious. But yeah, those are our tips for Walt Disney World Vacation. If you guys are planning to go,
I
or
have
wanna
one more
make your
tip.
Plans.
If you go, try to have a day off the next day when you come back. Honestly, because I think had I had to be at work, like you have to be at work at 8 a.m, I wouldn't have made it.
Like our cuñada.
Yeah, I feel so bad for her because she had to be at work. So if you can, I would say allocate a day to come home and regulate your time, because since you're in Eastern time, you wake up at Eastern time, you go to sleep at Eastern time. It takes a toll on your body. Trust me. So I would say take a day to just just get yourself back together, because if not, you're gonna be miserable for a while.
I don't know. I kind of like having the Eastern time clock because I now wake up at 6 a.m. every day, and I feel powerful.
I mean, I'm back on track now, but I mean that day I was
yeah.
dying.
Yeah.
So
that day I also went to sleep at 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like if you can, try to have some time to rest when you come back, because you're gonna need it. We walked around.
And don't try to have your extra day in Disneyland and say, oh, let's just take an extra day and that day we rest, because if you're anything like my sister, you probably won't, and you're gonna be like, well, I'm already here, so let's just go.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I wouldn't have. We walked about comfortable shoes, because you walk a lot. The strollers over there are amazing.
Big ups to those strollers.
Those strollers were
do they
great.
have the strollers for sale?
Those strollers are like
They're
we put
rentals.
the kids, everything on it.
Yeah,
and
don't
you just
travel with
push
your
it.
stroller.
Don't
Don't travel
travel.
with your stroller.
You can actually rent the strollers for a few days and just take the receipt to the next part and next part and next part, and they can just give you a stroller in every park. So that is amazing. The stroller. Take shoes. We walked a lot. Take ponchos.
Yeah,
Take
you don't know. You
ponchos.
never know about. Check the weather.
Hey,
And
hey,
believe it.
Believe the weather. I mean, we live in California. We live in LA. You know, when it says it's gonna be 50, you still just wear a short shirt and you're like, whatever, it's 50. Over there, when it's 50, it feels like 50. It's crazy. So check the weather. Believe the weather. Go prepared.
If it says it's sunny one day and rainy the other day,
Believe
it.
It will be. It will be. We got all kinds of weather. It was like the whole weather spectrum over there. What else? Take bottles of water. Refill them over there. And have fun. Just enjoy it. Go with an open mind and just really, really
Go
enjoy
hardcore
it.
like Paulina.
Go hardcore. I mean, if you're there, just do it. You know, you'll be fine by the next week. Like me, I'm fine now. But
La bailadora nadie te lo quita.
lo bailado nadie me lo quita. And it was just, oh yeah, the pictures, because, we were talking about how in the app, when you tap your
Photo
little
pass.
clock, the photo pass, and you go on the rides or people take your pictures, it's so much easier. Now I just look at my app and I look at all the pictures we took and I'm like, oh my God, they took some amazing pictures. They had a whole photo shoot of Sabina's makeover. Everything's there. So take advantage of that. I think it's a great, they offer so many tools. They make it so easy for you to go. So
All you need now is to start a Disney World fund.
You should start a Walt Disney World fund.
And we can add some of that money into your fund. And let us start. Why don't we just start our fund?
Start.
We're going to start someone's Disney World fund this season. We're doing a little giveaway.
Yay.
So, yeah, let's just cut to the break. Let's share interviews that we have. We have a couple interviews, and you can hear more about the giveaway. We have Cesar Avila, Marketing Strategy Manager for Walt Disney World. Cesar leads the development of marketing campaigns for Golden Oak at Walt Disney World and Disney Vacation Club Resorts. He is the brand manager for Walt Disney World and spearheading broad and seasonal campaigns. And we also have an interview with incredible Monica Yucupila, a marketing strategy manager. Monica has been with the company for 7 years. And as a marketing strategy manager, she works with Walt Disney World domestic team with targeted segments and focuses primarily on pre-K and Hispanic markets. Both interviews are full of knowledge. Aside from the tips that we just gave you, you will learn a lot more tips on how to plan your Walt Disney World vacation. And again, the Super Mamas are starting your Walt Disney World Fund
Don't miss
this
those details.
month. So stay tuned for more details to come. And
Yeah.
enjoy our interviews with Cesar Avila and Monica Yucupila of Walt Disney World. Hi, Cesar.
Hey, good morning.
Cesar, would you go find Cesar
Yeah.
because we're in Florida, or should we just go Cesar?
Caesar's fine, yeah.
Cesar.
Or Cesar.
Cesarín.
I feel like we should do it in Spanish because you got that like Venezuelan accent that we hardly ever hear on the show. We're based out in LA and we're Mexican, so everybody's
so many
okay.
Mexicans. That's
how
all we
about
hear.
how about how we do this? We ask in English and you answer in Spanish just because we want to hear your accent. All right. So tell us about who you are, what you do here for Disney.
Sure. So I am a manager of marketing and sales strategy here at Walt Disney World, and I focus on the Disney Vacation Club resorts. So we're here at Disney's Riviera Resort, which is the
beautiful.
newest. I know. It's so nice.
I'm
It just
so
opened not
impressed.
too long ago.
I just laid on the bed and I'm gonna take a selfie. I'm gonna take my shoes off and I'm gonna those pictures that you see on Instagram that people take. I'm gonna just pretend I'm staying here, like room tour, guys.
This is a beautiful. This is my dream room because I always travel with my family. I have small children. I have a 2, 5, and 8-year-old.
Yep.
I'm like, this would be perfect for us to stay here for like a week or 2.
Absolutely. And what's cool about this resort and other Disney Vacation Club resorts is just the variety of accommodations that we have. It ranges from our deluxe studios that sleep 4 or 5. This is a 1-bedroom villa.
I know.
We have 2-bedroom villas and even grand villas that sleep up to 12. So if you want to bring the whole family out here, there's something for everyone.
We saw some pictures of that. That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about this hotel and what ¿qué diferencia?
Yeah.
This hotel from the rest of your properties here at Walt Disney World.
So this one is a beautiful new resort that's all themed to the elegance and kind of glamour and grandeur of Europe. So it's all about the Riviera in France and in Italy, and you can see from the decor and the art, the landscaping, the gardens. The Walt Disney Imagineering team has just done such a good job bringing this Riviera story to life at this beautiful resort.
Awesome. And there's also a a people mover, aka Skyliner. How would
I
you?
love
What
that.
would you?
The
How do you
bucket.
call that?
Es un
Una góndola.
góndola. Es una
Yeah.
góndola que vuela.
But you also, what's it called?
Es a teletransport. No, teletransport.
Teleférico.
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 It's
There
a
we go.
teleférico. I saw that. But not your
typical.
teleférico.
Yeah.
What you can be in with Mickey Mouse or like monsters or like it's so beautiful. I love the detail. I think
Well,
that's
you
why I'm
can't
such a
be
big
with
fan.
them. They're decorated.
No, it's
Yes.
decorated. But what I'm saying is, I think one of the things
Mickey's
that
not gonna get in there with you.
well, you don't never know. You never know. This is Disney. Anything can happen.
True.
Yeah.
One of the things that I love the most about just why I'm such a big fan is the level of detail on everything. Like you are immersed in a world. Like you're part of a world when you're here. You forget about the out. You don't even know what day it is, what time it is, where you're at. And from the teleférico, like all the detail, everything they're saying when you're going through there, the kids get excited. Even if you're going on a teleférico, like the kids are excited. It's like a ride.
Yeah.
So what is the Skyliner and
Yeah.
what's its purpose? When did it open?
Yeah,
Tell us
so
all
the
about
Disney Skyliner is the newest transportation system that we added here at Walt Disney World. It opened a few months ago, so it is running now, and it connects to several Disney Resort hotels, including Disney's Riviera Resort. And what's great about it is that it's just a convenient way
So
to
convenient.
get to Disney's Hollywood Studios if you're going to go and check out Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, or if you're going to go to Epcot. So you can stay here at the resort, and you just have this seamless and pretty fun way to get around and get to the theme parks.
What are the hours of operation for this one?
So the hours of operation, I don't know them off the top of my head, but if you go to DisneyWorld.com, you can see, when and how it all operates, and so that you can make sure that whenever you're planning your vacation, you can know exactly what you want to do and how to plan it out.
Or
one
the
of
app.
the app.
Or the app.
Well,
yeah.
one of the things that I have been very impressed during this trip is the food offered in Disney World throughout the properties.
Yes.
We are pretty harsh critics of the
We have a
culinary
restaurant,
of the
so.
culinary world, especially myself.
Mhm.
And I am very impressed, and I'm not very easily impressed when it comes to dining and eating options. What are some places here that at the Riviera that people, or what is the one signature restaurant or dish, or what is this place known for?
So we have a beautiful new restaurant that opened along with the resort. It's called Topolino's Terrace. It's at the top of the resort, and we have a wonderful character breakfast that we do every morning. And we're actually Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy will come visit you at your table
By the rooftop?
At the rooftop, yeah, it's a beautiful rooftop restaurant. And then in the evening, it's a dinner inspired from France and Italy. So they have handmade pasta and escargot and steaks and fish. It's really, really delicious. And the best part is that since it's on the rooftop, you have wonderful views of Walt Disney World, including fireworks spectacular at the end of the day.
Wow.
So I had dinner the other day and saw the fireworks, and it's just so beautiful.
Yes.
Super nice.
Yeah, I think like that's one of the, like everywhere you go, you look here, it's just amazing. Detailed, just incredible.
Yes.
The views,
Can you tell
everything.
us a little bit about art? Because I noticed that the art was very different here than any other resorts that we visited through our vacation.
Yep.
Or anywhere. Very different. What inspired the art, and what are some of the featured artists that you guys have here?
Yeah, so all of the art actually came from the Walt Disney Imagineering team. So they're the ones that do all the designs for the resorts. And what they did is they looked at classical artists from the region in the Riviera and kind of emulated what they did with their art and kind of scattered it throughout the resort. So when you come here, you can see fun little surprises and Disney touches within what would have been kind of traditional art from that region of the world.
This is so beautiful.
Yeah.
If you're missing one at the end of the day, don't turn to.
Don't look at our luggage.
Don't look at the two Mexicans in the room. All right, thank you so much, Cesar.
Thank you
for being with us today. We can't wait to come back.
We cannot
and stay here
wait
in this
to come
beautiful
back.
1-bedroom suite
Or maybe the villa.
or the villa.
There you
know?
We do have. We can
Putting it out in the universe.
We definitely have 12 people in our family.
We definitely.
Easily.
This is just
easily.
immediate family.
Just immediate family. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Cesar.
you.
The Super Mamas want to help with your next trip to the most magical place on Earth, where you can be transported into stunning worlds, far-off galaxies, and exciting new stories. From the all-new Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway attraction that opens on March 4th, to epic adventures at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, to plenty of Epcot Festival fun. More to see and to do in all 4 Walt Disney World theme parks. And what better way to experience it than with $500 in Disney gift cards? Yes, we want to give one lucky winner $500 in Disney gift cards to start your Walt Disney World Fund. To enter, use your Instagram account now through February 5th to upload a video or picture of your favorite Disney resort moment. This can be a throwback from a time you went with your entire family or even your most recent trip to the park. Be sure to tag Supermamas and go to supermamas.com/WDW for official contest rules and to learn more. No purchase necessary. A purchase or payment of any kind will not increase your chances of winning. The Disney gift card can be used at select participating locations at Walt Disney World Resort, Disneyland Resort, Disney Cruise Line, Disney Store locations in the U.S., Canada, and Puerto Rico, shopdisney.com, Disney Photo Pass, Adventures by Disney, Aulani, at Disney Resort and Spa, and Disney's Beach Resort. It cannot be used towards the purchase of a Disney Vacation Club membership. Visit DisneyGiftCard.com for complete terms and conditions. Potential winner will be notified via Instagram or email on or around February 6, 2020. Additional restrictions may apply.
Hi, Monica.
Hi there.
I wish I would have met you before we booked this trip.
Yes.
Because I number one, I'm a planner. I thought of myself as a planner, but Jesus Christ, coming to Disney and getting the most out of your vacation when you stay here is another level of planning.
Definitely. But it can be easy. It can be easy too, I promise.
Okay.
We've learned so much. It's been like a university, like a Disney university
Yeah.
traveling
Yeah.
in 4 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're-
There's so many great things to see, but we have so many great tools and so many great benefits.
Right.
That it makes it feasible for you to be able to experience everything or, do it at your own pace and do what you love the most.
Okay. So tell us out of everything that you guys offer, what are some of your top tips, recommendations for a family coming and staying here at the resorts
For the first time.
for the
Yeah.
first time, on how to get the most out of their vacation?
Yeah, for sure. So when you stay here at one of our resorts, it comes with so many great benefits. One of them being the ability to book your Fast Pass Plus 60 days in advance. So Fast Pass Plus, for those who haven't been here in the past, is basically you making a reservation to go on an attraction ahead of time. So you get a time slot. It gives you about an hour that you can get there, and that way you don't have to make the line or the queue, and you can get on the ride fairly fast. So there's three fast passes you can get a day per day. And so when you stay at a resort, you get the ability to book that 60 days in advance.
Wow.
More than if you weren't going to stay at the resort.
Right.
The other great thing about staying on property is that we have extra magic hours. So those are about like an hour before the park opens. The park is only open to those guests staying at any of our resorts.
Got it.
So anybody who's staying off property wouldn't be able to enter that early.
But magic hours vary, correct?
Correct.
Because
So they
last
vary.
night we did from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m., which was
So that
Perfect.
you did after hours. So
After hours.
that's a different like ticketed event.
Oh.
But when you stay at the resort, it's actually included within your
Oh,
resort
okay.
stay. And it's usually about an hour, but it can vary on which park is on which day.
Got it.
But you still have the ability to experience a little bit of the park before everybody, before the rest of the public comes in. So that's also such a great benefit. The other great part about it is that you can really just come to Walt Disney World Resort and not leave because we have transportation throughout all of the resorts and in the parks, and all of that transportation is included when you're here, right? So you can take the monorail or a boat or for, certain parks or certain resorts, the Disney Skyliner,
Which is amazing.
So amazing.
Yeah.
And then it just gives you an opportunity to explore different parts of the resort, and you don't have to Uber or do things like that. It's all included within your stay.
so you can take a bus, a monorail,
A ferry.
A ferry, a boat, yep.
or a Skyliner.
Yeah.
So there's definitely, you can totally move from place to place very easily.
Definitely.
Even at different hotels, there's different experiences for dining and breakfast.
Yep. Yeah.
And brunch. So you can go from hotel to another hotel if you want to dine at a different place.
Yeah. And one of the things that's really great is that you can purchase more of like a package where it includes your resort and your park tickets and perhaps even a dining plan.
We
to
heard
let
that.
you really experience all of the dining locations that we have. And right now we actually have an offer going on, which is a kids free dining plan.
Oh.
So once the adult purchases a dining plan, the child would get it for free. But that's with purchasing, of course, everything with the resort and the park ticket. So it's a really great kind of savings, especially for your kids if you're bringing your kids along, which is such
Especially
a great
a
idea.
family of 20.
I think one of my favorite tools was also the app.
Yeah.
It's so complete. It
Yeah.
has all your plans there, from your stay, your room, your charges. You can buy food ahead of time.
Your dining,
your fast passes,
reservations.
everything.
It's like everything. It's like a one-stop shop. And it makes it easier just to keep organized and not feel overwhelmed, because there is no need to feel overwhelmed. I think if you just
Plan.
do your planning ahead and really know what you want to do. You don't have to do all 4 parks in one day. The best part about it is kind of also just taking it in and enjoying those special moments with your kids,
Yeah.
maybe experiencing this for the first time.
Even the pictures,
I was
right?
going to say, now that you mentioned, this living in the moment per se, there are so many photographers throughout all of the properties that you obviously always have your phone and you want to take pictures of every single minute that goes by. But I love the memory maker on the app.
Yeah.
To where you just scan your magic pass, your magic watch,
Magic band.
I don't know. And every picture from rides, from everywhere, it's just there. And by a professional photographer, and it's many takes. They'll not only take one, they take so many. I love that, because you can create a real photo album from there without having to take a million photos on your phone.
Absolutely.
I really, really love that. And I would encourage everyone to really buy that.
Yeah,
package.
yeah. The PhotoPass experience is such a great addition to your vacation, because, like you said, you can maybe really disconnect and let them do the picture
Yes.
taking, and
And
you
you won't
just
move
take
it.
in the moment
Yep.
of like your child and the experience that your child and you as an adult. Because I think once we go to Disney
I become
World,
a
you
child.
feel like a kid.
I become a
Also,
child.
you don't want to bother that random stranger to take a picture of your family.
Exactly.
It's like, yo, tell that person with the professional photographer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also going back to the Magic Band, I think that also is great, because you have all your information on your hand, and you don't have to be taking out your ticket. And
Yes.
I
Can we
love
talk
that.
about the Magic Band a
Pictures,
little
Very
bit?
seamless. Yes.
When did the Magic Band program launch? Or can you explain to everybody what a Magic Band is?
So the Magic Band is something that it goes around your wrist and basically has all of your information about your booking. So some resorts have the capability of opening the door.
Yes.
And
your room.
you can also tie your credit card to it. So when you make purchases,
You can just purchase with
exactly.
your card.
You can tie your tickets to it. So once you're entering the parks, that's something that's connected to
Yeah.
you.
And is this something just for the people that stay on the resorts, or?
For the Magic Band, you can purchase one as well if you're not staying at the resort.
Got
But of course, with the resort, it's like so convenient.
Everything's
Also,
there.
because you can use it as your
Door opener.
Door opener, yeah.
My son had the best time just opening the door with his band.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
He
feel
loved it.
Yeah, they feel like
the kids love it.
what I love about Disney, it's how important the kids feel here.
Absolutely.
They feel not like a child,
Empowered.
but they are so empowered, from
Yeah.
opening the door to meeting the characters, and everybody just is so good at staying in character, and
Yeah.
treated them like it. My kid was a princess, and everybody called her royalty, and I think it's the best day of her life, just feeling
Yeah.
empowered here. I love that. about
Yeah,
Disney.
yeah. And one thing I always tell family or friends is you don't want to waste like those special years where they're still believing in the magic.
Yes.
It's such a beautiful time to bring them, because you really get that sense of how much they enjoy it and
Their
how much they love it.
faces. Oh my God.
Yes,
Yeah, it was
absolutely.
incredible.
I want to talk a little bit more about the Fast Pass Plus, because it's something for the first time that I have encountered.
Okay.
So you can only book 3 rides at a time per day. And then once you redeem those 3, you can book 3 more on the day of?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
But
So
you have to
on
redeem the first 3 first.
Correct. Yeah. So once you are utilizing them, then you can book more right on that My Disney experience.
Got it.
Yeah.
But you have to redeem all 3.
I want to say, yeah, you do.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Because I think the way to do Disney World is definitely planning ahead.
Definitely.
So taking into consideration what time you're going to go have breakfast, making reservations. There's so many incredible restaurants in all of your properties. I'm so impressed. And so many experiences. That booking your food, booking your fast passes, shows. Going from place to place, that definitely has taken effect, right? When you
and really staying on property is going to make that so much easier. And just enjoying all of the different types of resorts that we have, right? All of the different themes that we have, whether you're more in the mood for something a little bit maybe more classical and elegant like the Grand Floridian, or maybe your kids are more interested in animals that you could look at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. So there's just so much variety and so many great ways to experience that. Doing all of that planning and really having that magical experience just takes it to another level when you're here on.
And I think not only in the parks, but you guys have a lot going on outside. So if you guys want to take a break in the middle, you can do other things.
Come back to the resort, enjoy the pool, and again, all of the dining experiences. There's really so much
Disney
to do.
Springs.
Yep. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here. Monica.
I'm gonna call you up next time.
Okay.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you.
Hey sisters, thank you so much for listening. Hope all of you guys are subscribed to our newsletter. If you're not, make sure you hit that subscribe button on supermamas.com. We will be sending out invites to upcoming events, promos, and super cool surprises your way. And of course, you can always keep up with us through the gram at _supermamas, and on Twitter also at _supermamas, and in the Face at Supermamas Podcast.
Oh, one more thing. We want to hear your Super Mama moment of the week to share with all of you sisters. Call into our hotline, 424-329-3707, and leave us a message, or simply email us a voice note to hello@supermamas.com. Very soon, we could be featuring you on the show. Please remember to leave your name and Instagram handle for a chance to be featured.
Much love, and see you next week, Super Mamas!